Hello, and welcome to My Point of View Movie Reviews. Now, today's reviews for the new movie Miss BALA, starring Gina Rodriguez. Now, I gotta be totally honest with you, I'd never even heard of Gina Rodriguez until about a month ago when all the controversy started coming out. When I first seen the trailer, I'm like, oh, this looks cool. Cute Hispanic woman, kind of look like Michelle Rodriguez with a gun, red dress. But it's Sony's Pictures. Sony's known for doing these B-rated action movies, and the fonts, every time they show these movies on the big screen, as far as the trailer, they use the same fonts, because you know how cheap it is. I'm pretty sure this movie had a very, very modest budget. But the controversy behind Gina Rodriguez, I don't watch TV at all, so I don't know nothing about her show, something Virgin, whatever it's called, but I guess she's pretty popular. She's on the up and coming, she's on the rise, and this is her first debut big screen movie. Well, I heard she talked shit about Black Panther. She was talking shit about the brothers. You don't do that. Especially when you're Hispanic and you're crying that Black Panther got a black director, black cast, black this, black that. Look, Mexicans has had it good for a long time. Since I was born and was watching TV, there has always been a Telemundo on TV. There has always been a Spanish station on TV since I was a kid. So I don't know what you're talking about. Browns don't have the same advantages as blacks in Hollywood. Bullshit. Okay, we didn't get BET into the 80s, and it's whack. So calm your ass down, Gina. And I see why she's getting all this pushback from a lot of the people in the black community. You know, and this goes for YouTubers as well. You get in front of that microphone with the camera on you, you feel bigger than you really are. Sometimes you need to just shut the fuck up and watch what you're saying. Now, from a technical point, let's get back to this movie. This has a female director. It's based off a movie that was done just 8 years ago with the same title, Miss BALA, but it was in Spanish. I never seen it from beginning to end. I'm kind of like walking back and forth when the movie's on because it's in Spanish, so I didn't feel like sitting down reading subtitles. But it looked more dramatic. It looked more kind of homemade to me, but the cartels look scary as hell in the original movie. The reason I bring up there's a female director for the new one, because everybody in this movie is beautiful. There's nothing wrong with that, but you can't take it serious. All the cartel members look like they're in a fashion show, and it just didn't seem believable. But on a good note, Gina Rodriguez is the standout in this movie. She's fantastic. She's a wonderful actress. I kind of feel bad for her opening up her mouth, but that's the price of Hollywood, and that's the price of fame. You got to deal with it. Got to take the good with the bad. But she's the standout in the movie, no doubt. Now, the premise of this movie, she's half Mexican. She goes overseas. I mean, she crosses the border to go visit her best friend, who's trying out for the Miss Baja contest. I guess that's equivalent to our Miss America, but way, way lesser because it's in Mexico. Because the politics over there are totally different. Winning Miss Baja really ain't a big deal. Well, if you're from Mexico, maybe it is, because you get a bouquet of flowers and you're subjected to men to do whatever they want to do to you of high quality, like the chief of police. Kind of jacked up, really. But she's over there to support her, and her friend's not very smart. I mean, she's running around talking guys and getting herself in situations, and you know, two birds of a feather flock together. They thinking Gina's the same way. Next thing you know, she's caught up in the cartel, a building gets blown up, and she's blamed for it. And then the authorities get involved. They go, oh, okay, well, if you want to come back to America and be safe, you got to work for us. Hence, there comes your plot. She goes undercover. She becomes a mole to try to take down the cartel. And the members of the cartel, like I said earlier, are not even believable. It's kind of laughable how these gentlemen act. It's not very believable at all. The movie has two locations, Mexico and LA. If you know anything about LA, they shot a lot of this in LA to make it look like Mexico. They ain't fooling nobody. The movie is sophomoric, sideline at best. It's not a great film, nor is it a bad film. I feel bad for Gina because this movie's going to get a lot of pushback because of her actions speaking in front of a microphone when she shouldn't have been talking about people of color. Because I'm in a theater full of people of color, and there's a scene where Anthony Mackie is choking her, grabbing her by her face and throwing her around the car, and they were cheering. That ain't cool. So her name is kind of muddy right now, but I'm pretty sure in the next couple of months it'll clear up. She needs to go on a radio show, which she already did, and cried and said, I'm sorry. It wasn't sincere. We're not stupid. But this movie, save your monies. It's not worth it. I'm not saying it's bad, but if you catch it on Netflix, if you catch it on TV one day, you just sit through it. It's a slow burn, but it's a very, 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 very fast movie at the same time. It's only like an hour and a half, and it tries to be both. It tries to be serious and an action movie at the same time. And the blend really doesn't mix. It's just not a good chemistry bond there. And there's a big shootout scene, and everybody should have been dead in that shootout scene. And later on, you see her, like in the trailer, walking around with a gun. There's no payoff. She's no female gunslinger, nothing in this movie. The trailers are deceptions, to say the least. But do not spend any monies to go see this movie. It's a waste of time, in my opinion. But if you're a fan of Gina Rodriguez, then it's up to you if you want to go see it. You want to see a bunch of beautiful people on screen walking around, then go right ahead. Because men in Hollywood been doing the same thing to women for years. Let's face it. Walk around in bikinis on beaches. So, okay, it's kind of cool. The versus roles have been reversed. So, there you have it. It's a Hollywood popcorn flick with a small budget, and it's forgettable. And that's exactly what this movie is. So, you heard it from me first. Save those monies. Go see something else. Or save them for another week and go see Alita Battle Angel, which is directed by Robert Rodriguez, a Mexican director. Jesus Christ, I tell you, people need to stop tripping because I love Robert Rodriguez. That dude can direct his ass off. In the meantime, yo, it's just my point of view.